Okay, well, we're starting with this. Now, another thing I've noticed here, mounting of the transformer. There's a little washer here. This is bent up. There's two screws in the transformer. There's one there. There's none in here. There's one over here. Now, I'm thinking that tag strip is right on top of the hole where the transformer is supposed to mount. And this is actually tipped back. Now, because it's tipped back a little, this edge, this edge is actually rubbing pretty badly on the bottom of the case. So I don't know whether this has been an add-on. Maybe it was. But I think I will probably take this tag strip off and just put another little bolt in there with the tag strip on it and to cure this problem here. Otherwise, I will do that now. There's no need to record that. And I'll also change the two filter caps for initially, and then I'll come back to you and then we'll explain what else we're going to do. There's not much to do on it, is there? There's a cap there, two resistors. Yeah, not much at all. And well, that's your speaker. Okay, and then we can test it out. It'd be interesting to see this little unit actually work. This is your input, and I've got to get another new piece of shielded cable for this. I'll probably put in the same sort of shielded cable. I don't want plastic cable in amongst this. It could run pretty warm. And, well, this one is falling apart. Okay, I'll start with this, and I'll be back. Okay, now I've taken the transformer off and removed the tag strip here. We're just going to clean this up, get the flux off it, and that's our ground point for our electrolytic. The little washer that was underneath the transformer is actually one from one of the screws on top of this unit, because one was missing. So it must have fallen in here and gone down under that transformer leg. Why the transformer leg's bent, I really don't know. It's that one there. Yeah, not sure. Okay, we'll continue. We've replaced the cathode capacitor, 25 mic at 25 volts. The 150 ohm resistor is fine, no problems there. 3.3K measures 3.3K. This little fella, an 01, or 10,000 picofarad as you saw on it. No problems. He's perfect actually. There's no problems. Just moving that pin away from there a little bit. Okay, and the 222 mic at 350 volts. These are the only caps I had. I didn't have axial. I didn't want to waste a lot of money on this one, so that's what I had. That's what went in. Okay, and we've remounted the transformer. Looks, yeah, well, it looks normal. Now, where this attaches to the top is two little, very small, little self-tap screws. And this is a fair weight. I'm going to change this. These we'll be having screws and nuts on these. That's just a problem waiting to happen, that one. Okay, so that's where we're up to there. The next thing we've got to do to make this work is I'll put the volume control on it. So going to replace that, I have some other shielded wire cable, and we'll put this on. I think I noticed here with the when I took this off, the green, which is your live, well, I reckon that's touching the ground. I don't know how this could ever have worked. That may have been caused by this being turned around and around. I don't know. But as you can see, yeah, that's not real good. And the orange and white actually go to our terminal block, which goes to the cartridge. So we'll clean all this up, check the pot, clean it, and remove some of this gunk, and then we'll test this little fella. Now I've cleaned the pot up, taken the old wires off, as you can see. They're a bit of the old fella there, and yeah, I've got 2 new pieces here to put on. Now, I have noticed this one, we were talking earlier about the pot was bent over to touch 2 terminals. Now, this one, yeah, is a little bit, this one actually is a little bit loose on a little rivet there. So, just going to give him a tap, and then we'll just straighten these out. And the pot measures okay. The switch measures all okay. So, of course, we're not wiring that at the moment. I'll put the wires on here, connect it to the amp, connect the speaker, and then we'll see, does this little fella fire up? Got that bit done. So our pot's rewired, and all seems okay with him. That's our input wire, goes to the centre, the wiper of the pot. One end's ground, the other end is live back to our cartridge. Okay, so I'll put a couple of wires on here, but probably just jumper wires on this one for the speaker. And I'll also put a couple of temporary wires on here for the power into the transformer, and we'll start her up and see can I get any audio out of it. Now we've got this wire looking set up here from the record player. Okay, the speaker's connected, a couple of jumper leads there. Temporary power cable, just soldered onto the tag strip. Over there to the dim bulb, which is the one on the left-hand side. Okay, so we're just going to keep an eye on him. Is our input, but there's our pot anyway. Now the switch is not working, obviously, on the pot, so we're connected direct. Okay, now the valves, which is which here? Okay, the one in the centre, or more to the centre, near the transformer, is the 6V4. Let's put him in. I haven't actually cleaned up or cleaned the sockets yet. 6M5, my worst nightmares. We'll just see, is this going to work? And I think it should. We've done everything else. I've sort of showed you what I've done there. Now, I guess it's time for the switch on via the dim bulb. I'll just move myself around here. Okay, and we'll switch on, watching this fella, see what happens. It's on. Nothing happened. Okay, now switch off. There's one thing I haven't done here, isn't there? Monitor the HT. Where's the best place for you guys for the meter? Where the bloody light's not shining on it. Okay, we'll do all this in real time. I quite like this real time thing. There's less editing. And you guys get to see it blow by blow sort of thing. Okay. Now, let me get a, yeah, I'll get a jumper lead. I'll go from the plate, going to go from the plate of the 6M5. Okay, so now we're all hooked up, got the meter on the blue wire, the plate of the 6M5. That's our voltage. Hope you can see him okay there. Don't know where the best spot is. Just a minute here. That better for you? Probably not. Anyway, as long as you can see the decimal point there, it's a little way away. Okay, so we're all off at the moment. We're on dim. We'll go up to okay. Let's be game. We'll take it to 200. Okay, and watching this fella. Here we go. Looks normal. Come up, going down. We've got to watch for voltage here, and it looks like the rectifier is starting to conduct. She's going up, going up, going up. 200 volts, 20, 190, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. Gee, she's tapered off a bit, 141, but I've got no idea what the voltages are supposed to be. Okay, let's, we've got any volume? Oh, listen to that. Okay, turn him right up. Yeah, we got volume. Okay. There you go. Oh, scratchy volume control. Scratchy pot. Okay. Let's fix that to start with. And I'll get some of my super duper duper spray. Guys, you can't buy this anymore. There's all sorts of chemicals in it that have sort of been banned over the last 40 years. So, but yeah, as I've said, I've got about 40 cans of it or 30 cans or something from way back. But yeah, that's what I'm using. It's great stuff, probably because it's got really good stuff in it. Okay, well, I quietened that down and made him a little bit freer as well. Guys, no worries there. Okay, you know the next thing we've got to do? To here, let's put the cartridge on it. I've got the ground wire on. Let's connect up the red wire to our cartridge and have a listen. Oh, nothing. Our cartridge is not working. Well, that's a shame. Nothing there at all. Not real sure whether we're making good contact there or what. We are, and have I got? We're just having a look here. Have I got something here? Yep, sure have. And the other one's ground. And we'll just eliminate the black wire just to make sure. Let's take this off. Have a look. The cartridge. There's no plus and minus, which is a bit unusual. Normally they're marked. That on there. That cartridge is dead. Now, but just a moment. 138 on the HT. Now, our dim bulb is on there. That's only a 30-watt lamp. So we know this is okay. So let's bypass. Hey, I just thought, hang on, the dim bulb's still in line. So there we go, 196. Okay, what have we got here now? Nothing. And, well, it's not much louder, but we've still got gain there. And just try it the other way around. I don't think these ceramics are polarity conscious. No. Guys, our cartridge is dead. Now, in my earlier days, here we got gain there. In my earlier days, I would have drilled out those two rivets and had a look at what's gone wrong inside this. Like, what does go wrong with them? Ceramic. Do you want to have a look? I wouldn't mind having a look at what is inside these things. Like, it's years since I've done anything with these, but it's two little rivets there, as you can see. We can drill them out. And how is this put together? Yeah, through the centre. So let's take the needles off. Let's have a quick look at what's inside, at why that's not working. What can fail in it? Probably abuse from, as you can see, where the needle is. All right, well, we know the amp's working. That's good. No worries. And the volume pot is working perfectly. Amp's working perfectly. 196 is about, well, seems about right on the HT. That seems good to me. So, okay, I'll be back shortly. I'll go and get some tools. Let's have a look. What the hell's gone wrong with this thing? And can we fix it? Be nice, because it's original. I can't quite see that. You guys might be able to pick that up on the camera, but I sort of can't. But yes, actually I can. Japan. There is nothing else written on it. So, yeah, it's only a cheap cartridge. It's rubbish, really. But I'm interested to know, as I always am, why isn't that working? What has gone wrong? Okay, I'm going to drill out these rivets and I'll come back because that'll require, not doing it here. I'll come back as soon as I've got the tops off them and we'll all have a look together at what's inside these things. I've taken the heads off on this side, just drilled them out. So they're going to come out this way. I don't know whether I can persuade them to come out or what. I'll need a smaller screwdriver than that. So we'll try and push him out. And he's sort of coming out. This will probably never go back together, but what have we got to lose here? Ah, that one's coming out okay. And he's almost all coming apart. I don't want him to until I get the rivet out. There we go. Okay. Now, how ironic would it be if we get this working? And why? Because it's good fun. Who else fixes cartridges? Well, who else could be bothered, honestly? He's a little bit more difficult to get out, this fella. There we go. Now, he's dragging a little plate with him, which is just a little spring on one side when he goes on. Okay, guys, this is it. How do we go here? Let's take this top, wants to come off. Okay, here we go. And let's try and lift him out. No, he doesn't want to lift out. And it looks like that piece on this side is broken. Now that will be a little ceramic, I think it's a ceramic rod of some description, but that looks fairly broken to me compared to this side. Okay, let's try and get him out a little bit more. Yes, he's certainly broken. So he's been badly, badly abused, I'd say. And if I can just get him out enough so we can see what's happened. Doesn't want to come out any further. I don't really know what's stopping him there. That should lift out. And he's coming. Here we go. Okay. Now I've got a little plate there on that fella, and he obviously touches on here. But as you can see on this side, we're severely broken. There's a little ribbon just here. That fella, and he's broken. He's had a hard time, this little cartridge. There we go. So he's broken, and on the other side, well, yeah, it's had a hard time too, because the support there, which I think is ceramic or rubber or something, I don't know what it is, but it's also broken, as you can see. So there you go, guys. So abuse on the, well, probably something pushing up here really hard, the needle hard, and if you push that one up hard, it'll of course break that ribbon, and if you push this one hard, obviously it will break this ribbon. So there you go. Looks like ceramic. It is a ceramic cartridge, so I've sort of know the principle of the piezo effect of how they work, but to actually see inside one, and this looks like piece of rubber on the back there. So it's supported each side by a piece of rubber. Okay, but anyway, that's enough time wasted on that. That's what's inside them. Let's get another cartridge and try and modify this thing so that he'll play music again. Well, guys, in my collection, I found what's the last of a little ceramic cartridge. I don't know what it's like. It seems to work. I've put the needle in here out of the old cartridge because there was no needle in this one. So, yes, I've got input here. So, let's see. I'm not sure of the connections with this, but let's see if I connect there on the top there. Hey, okay, we've got a goer. We've got a cartridge. Got no idea what that needle's like. As I said, it's an old one out of this thing, so I don't know, but this will be good enough for it to play a record. That is for sure. Okay, let's mount this and put some wires on him and put him in the arm, and that's one step closer. Also, maybe we might fire this fella up and connect him up to here just to make sure. So if I do that and that, and we'll take this off this fella, we'll put him back on the cartridge, and this is fairly small. I need some little spring clips really to get onto this, but let's start this thing up and we'll see, can we get any noise out of that cartridge just to make sure it's got enough gain for that little fella. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're on bypass, so the amp is now firing up. Pretty sure our volume control is turned right up. It is. And here we come. Okay, now if I touch that top fella, yes. Yep. There's enough gain there, hopefully. But I can hear it, and I'm sure when that's playing a record, that'll generate enough voltage to get a reasonable sound out of it. Okay. Now let's fit him in. Oh, and that's the last one of these I've got. I've got to buy more little cheap Chinese ones. Okay, and we all start with, I think these will fit. This is off the old cartridge. And we're going to the left-hand side only on this for the moment. And, well, just try and get him in there. There we go. Right, there we go. Now, let's fit him into the arm, and we'll work out how we're going to mount this. Probably double-sided tape, something, although the other one is quite a bit heavier, so we might have to weight the arm. Not sure, because the arm is adjustable, as you saw with the spring at the back. Okay, now here's our arm. Now, I'd like to keep this fella on the front. Okay, to turn the other cartridge over. You can see how that works. So this fella is at the right height if I mount him just in there on the top of this assembly. Now, to do that, I want to stop this turning, so I'll probably take the screw off, put a washer behind this or something so that when he screws up, he doesn't move. And then it's a matter of how do we mount this onto there. Let's work on this. So it just needs, a little bit of building up, a fibre washer or something like that behind this. Well, probably behind this piece. This does have a washer in there. I could be really silly and suggest JB Weld in there. Put him together, JB Weld, let him set, and that would never move. And if we need more weight, we'll take this out because it'd be all one piece, and put a weight underneath there. So yeah, I think that'll work. Right, guys. Well, one little washer in there did the job nicely. It's nice and firm, and that's exactly what I wanted to keep. This fellow will have to be shinied up. We can't have him like that. And a little bit of green tack there. We've got to get that off. And yeah, now I've got to put the cartridge on. But he'll sit on there like so, and that'll be pretty well spot on. Well, I guess this will hold. Now, what I did, super glued him on there to hold him all in position. And now I've poured some hot melt glue in the top there, and going to wait for all of this to set, and call it a day today anyway. We're going to start assembling this thing very shortly. So, yeah, bit of a clean up with the case, which I've got to do. And, we'll put him together, and let's put a record on him very soon. Okay, well, the cartridge is all nicely stuck down. It come up rather well. There's just some quick grip type cement in there, and that's nice and tight. That's good. Now, 2 washers go on the inside. They're the original washers. Well, one is the original washer out of it. Now, we'll get him in here like that, and put this fella on. Put the screw in without dropping it, hopefully. And there she is. Now we'll tighten him up where he is. There. That is not going to move. It's the right height for that type of cartridge. So now it's just a matter of feeding the wires in and putting them through a little space there in the back under the spring and up through the tube at the back, the actual mounting tube. Okay, now I might cut a little bit of rubber, just a little piece of small rubber, and jam in and keeps the twisted pair of wires up into the top of the arm. So a little bit there, a little bit here, and it saves the wires hanging down at any stage, because that can be a problem. Okay, and yes, this is a stereo cartridge, and I do only have the left side connected. This will be playing 99% mono records. I didn't want to muck around summing it up, so yeah, I've just gone to the left side. I'm sure, other than playing some of the Beatles tracks, there won't be any problem whatsoever with that. Now, in under the pin there, and push him through, and there we go. Look at that, guys. There we go. And there's our wires from the cartridge. Okay, now we've got to get this spring put back on that little hole. Oh gee, I hope you saw that. My camera's a bit high. I didn't realise. Anyway, I stuck it through there and in through our mounting tube, and in the back here there's a little slot, and this spring has to go one end of him just into that slot. I'll have to do this off camera to get him in there. It's a little bit, I think it's a little bit tricky. Oh, hang on, we might be able to. If I get my pliers. There we go. Look at that. And as you can see, he pulls the spring, and the more we pull the spring, the lighter the weight is on the stylus. Okay, so that's nice. Right, that's the tone arm done. Now let's look at what's next. Okay, now we'll just slip the circlips off, or E-clips, or whatever these ones are, circlips. This one doesn't really want to come off. Boy, he's tight. Ah, oh, he's nearly off. There we go. Okay. There we are. Take our little spring off. It'll come off. There we go. Right. Now, this fella seems pretty good. Turns nicely. The rubber is very good, actually, on the side of the idler. I think just a tiny little bit of oil, and that fella will be fine. This this assembly with the speed control, as you can see how he works there. Okay, a little bit sticky there. Just going to clean up a little bit of the grease and just smear a little bit of new grease around. So, and as for the motor, yeah, a little dab of oil, and the motor should be fine. So I'll clean this up and put a little bit of grease on this. I'll show you when it's finished, and yeah, then this will be right. Don't know whether to take that fella. I'd like to actually take that knob off to clean him up properly. Do a little bit of cleaning, get a toothbrush in there and clean him up. Okay, we'll do that. And before we do that, I've just taken the knob off. It just slips off. And I noticed two little screws in here that holds this assembly onto the plate. It'd make it a lot easier if we just unscrew this fella, like so. Okay. And now that makes this one very easy to work on. Okay, we've got a little indent there, and this turns around on those little indents on there, the little holes. Okay, so we'll take this See, I see. Yeah, that's the height of our idler. So, yeah, as we screw him, it screws the height of the actual idler wheel up and down to match the shaft of the motor. So, take him out. I'll degrease this. Okay, well, as usual with me, there he is all apart. I will go and get some cleaning fluid, some white spirits, and put this in, clean them all up. And yeah, there's old grease everywhere with this. For the sake of 3 circlips, drop this out, go and clean this up properly. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to record all this, but it's pretty straightforward. It's a nice, easy one to do. I may as well just do the whole lot and just get it clean. Reassemble, then we'll come back to it. Okay, well, there he is all back together and cleaned up. Now, what I've done here, cleaned it all and put some, smeared a little bit of grease on. I might need a little bit more there, actually. But boy, that runs really smooth compared to what it did. Very smooth. And this one has a neutral position where it pulls the idler away from the turntable. And if you go back to 16, pushes him back in. So, yeah, all working nicely. Okay, so that's that mechanism. If you've never seen one before, and no doubt you will come across them in vintage repairs. Okay, yeah, all right, let's get the motor on. Now, the motor, I've oiled him up. I've put some oil in the top bearing there and some in the back, just a couple of drops of, sewing machine oil. That's all I use, light oil. And the spindle looks a little bit grotty, so I'll probably just set it going and run, I don't know, a Q-tip, cotton bud, whatever, up and down there until he sort of shines up a bit. So as you can see, it's a little bit grubby looking, but motor runs nice and free. So I'll do that, and then we'll mount the motor back in the mechanism. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks a little bit better than what it did. Okay, slip him in. I'm just adjusting for the height of the idler on the pulley on each section, and that's looking pretty good in the middle of each section. I go back to 16. That should be about the center. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That one. Yep. Okay. So you adjust with that screw, which adjusts the height of the idler against the pulley of the motor. Okay. All right. We better start putting this thing back together. Mechanism's done. The arm's done. Yeah, the electronics is done. Okay. Let's yeah, get this thing together, get it working, get it out of here. Now, guys, I'm just about to fit the electronics in, and, well, our amplifier hardly rates as electronics. And the two screws that went in it were very small self-tappers. And as you saw, it had come loose, it was wobbling around, was hitting on the bottom. So I'm going to drill these out, and we're putting in nuts and bolts on these two, which is those two in there. And yeah, there's plenty of room here to put in whatever we like. So yeah, as you can see, it's been moving around and everything, and especially hitting on the bottom. So yeah, I'm just going to make that a little bit nicer, a little bit more secure, and then we can fit this in. Okay, just wired up the speaker. Actually the shielded cable, I've just soldered on the back of the speaker there to keep it in place and make sure it doesn't flap around or go over here. It goes up here. We've got to connect the phono wires to this. That's that fella. And we've got to get some power wires from here over to here. So, as you remember, the old white stuff had corroded. I'll be using some of the original white twin core for here and the actual power lead. So we'll be using the same thing to make it look, or well, certainly authentic. Okay, so now it's a matter of wiring them in, and I'll be back with the next part. Okay, well, I've put the cable in, the mains cable. This is a new one over here to the pot and connected to our transformer to the tag strip. So I'm taking it across, just across underneath the transformers there, bringing it out. Now, where it was, it went out the side, believe it or not, just right there where there's a break in the vinyl trim. So to keep it in place, I'm putting a couple of small cable secures, or cable, whatever you would call them, little things that hold your cable in the spot. These are fairly short screws, so going to put them in as well as the double-sided tape on the other side of them. And it's fairly secure there. So, okay, they're just little mounting blocks, double-sided tape on one side of them. You can put a screw in if you want to hold it down. I don't want this coming off in the future, so just a small screw. Okay, we better put a plug on him. After we do this, we'll do the arm, actually, and get the arm put back in here and wired up. Then we'll check him out, make sure he works. And yes, guys, these were an inch too short, which is about 2 centimetres. Yeah, you're an Aussie. You wouldn't think it possible, but yeah, the wire I used was on the new wire on the tone arm was just that little bit short. I think someone's tried to fix this one before and yeah, left things a little bit short in certain places. Okay, that stays there. That's good. The arm can turn. There's no restrictions. Okay, guys, I think it's ready to put a couple of valves in. And then we can plug it in and see if it works. Now, the one closest to the transformer is the 6V4. Put him in. There we go. And the 6M5 over here. There. She's all ready. No, wait. I have to put a circlip on here, which is no worries. I'll just grab a circlip and we can slip him on there to stop this going any further than that position there when it goes up. Well, guys, I end up fitting an E-clip. He's solid on there. It won't move. The other fellas, the circlips, I just couldn't get over the plastic, and I didn't want to break this again. So, as you can see, it does the job. It's no problems. That's how it was. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. That's not going to move. I certainly just don't want to break this fella again. Okay, now I have him on the dim bulb. We'll take our voltage to 240, which it is here. We're on a dim bulb there. I'll just get you. Okay, just that fella there. Yes, he will light up. It's only a 30-watt lamp, so this will light up. All I'm doing at the moment is turning it on, see if we've got audio out of our cartridge, make sure everything's right, and see if the motor's turning. Then we can do the turntable. Okay, here we go. And Better turn the dim bulb on. Power on from the dim bulb. Okay, we'll try that again. I always get caught out with that. There we go. Okay. As you can see, nice and bright, and it's dimming off now. Pretty bright in the camera, but it's, as I said, it's not drawing much power at all. It's drawing 17 watts there. Now, we don't have anything happening there yet. But I'm going to put him on the other bulb. As you can see, just glowing. That's fine. I can feel our motor running. The motor's running fine. And if we push our idler in, there she is. No worries at all. Okay, audio. And we don't have any audio yet. We should have. Or do we? We should have audio. Okay, we'll go off. We'll go on to bypass. We're on bypass. And we still don't have audio. What's going on, guys? Speaker's hooked up. It sounds as though the speaker's not working because we're drawing the right amount of current. Okay, turn him off. Let's have a look. Take that off for the moment. I hope it's not the speaker chucked it in. Okay, the speaker's wired up correctly. Across there. Let's see what whether our speaker clicks or makes a sound. Probably won't because we're connected across the transformer. So I'll just lift this fella off. Okay, let's see what the speaker reads. Our speaker's fine. Okay. Why don't we have any audio? So ring back up. Okay, turn him back on. And now our motor's rattling a bit there because he's upside down. I'll just let him run there for a minute while we check our HT. Okay, HT here, 170, 180. HT is right. We've got no audio here. We've got a dirty socket. What have we got on the cathode? 3.6, about right. And B plus there is right, 171 on the plate. We've got 172, which is correct. Guys, what the hell's wrong with this? I better not run that poor little motor too long. What's going on? We've got no audio whatsoever. And we're not shorted here. Nope. And as you can hear, something happening there. Why don't we have any audio? There. It's almost as though the 6M5 isn't working. 6M5 has voltage. Yep, 167 on as B2 and the plate, G2 rather, and the plate, 168, 176 there. There's nothing. Unless we've got a short on our cartridge, like here. Let's unsolder this. There's nothing here. Okay. What have I done? There goes our motor again. He stopped. Yeah, I don't want him sitting there polling for long. Is it because our shielded cable is connected to the speaker and shorting our speaker out? I don't think so. I don't think that would be the case. Let's lift this off and see what the go is. Nope. I don't think so. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's shorting. So one of these, okay, one of these must be grounded. Even though the speaker terminals appear to be insulated, obviously one of them is ground. Okay, so we can't attach that on there. Okay, we'll arrange something else along there. And yes, now we have audio. Okay, that will do for the moment. I'll fix that cable up and we'll, what's the next one? Yeah, do the turntable. Okay, we'll try and smarten him up a little bit on top and make sure he's right, grease him up on his shaft and put him on, and then we'll do some speed checks, knob, clean the knob up and put him back in his case. So now the turntable. Now this is fairly brittle. It's rubber and yeah, it's sort of rubberish, but yeah, I don't want to push it. It's fairly brittle. So I want it to go back on here, even though it is brittle. I want this to look authentic as it was. So we're just going to give this a bit of a polish up on the areas. It's a bit dull and yeah, just around the edges. That that doesn't look real good. So we're going to polish it up. I'll use my Brasso on this one just to polish the paint painted area, enameled area. The spindle in here has to be polished up. Now, I think we're missing a clip there as well. You can probably see in the center there, there's a little slot, and there is no clip on that. And obviously, the clip goes on your spindle along in there to stop this coming off. And he wasn't there. So I think I've got some small clips for this. I don't know what covers this. Like, does the clip just sit out in the middle of nowhere here, or what? Because this goes on, and that's it. So just going to have to cosmetically get something that's acceptable anyway. All right, I'll polish this and we'll come back. I'm thinking about gluing this on here with maybe 2 or 3 dots of glue. Maybe Celastic might be better if it ever has to be taken off. You can get it off without taking the paint off or anything off this. So yeah, just got to be careful how we do it, how we center it, and yeah. Anyway, we'll come back when we get to that. Okay, well, I've cleaned the turntable. It's come up pretty nice. Pretty good for this little unit anyway. And we've got to find a clip. But what I'm going to do now, we've cleaned this with alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. We're now going to put this fella on. And I'm going to, once I get him on and glued and centered, put a weight on it, on here, so it all sets down evenly. Okay, so I am going to use Selleys. It's a Selleys product, All Fix. It's just an adhesive. It's solvent based, so you can get it off here later. So yeah, going to do that. All right, let's get this on the table itself and get this centered up. Now we're not greasing this or anything at the moment. This is just about putting the mat on the turntable. I want that fairly level because we've got to put a little bit of weight on it, that's all. Couple of dabs of glue and just a couple of, maybe 4 spots. And this will certainly hold it in place. Okay, doesn't matter where it goes back. We don't have the little bits that go through the holes there. So, okay, now spin him and try and get it as central as we can. And that looks pretty close there. Okay, I'm going to put this on. Try and get it centered and go and get my weight and put on there. And here's my weight, which is a fair bit of weight, actually. Just try and keep this as level as we can. There we go. Just checking. That looks good. Okay, we'll leave that to dry and we'll be back to put him in the case. Right, it must be time to put this in his little case. Now this is glued down. It's pretty good. I'm going to grease this when we get it in the case, because I still haven't found a little clip for this yet, which I've got to. So don't know whether I will be able to find one that actually fits properly. Anyway, we'll keep looking. Right, power cable comes up the side. And what I remember, this was a pretty tight fit. Be a lot easier to put in than what it was getting out. A little bit of grease on our spindle. And I'll find something for this. Lovely. And there's that one. Okay. Pause the video for a while and I'll see what else I can find. Well, guys, I've looked absolutely everywhere for a little clip that would go around one side and straight across the other. I'm going to have to manufacture something out of a little bit of spring wire. So, yeah, we'll just leave that for the moment because, yeah, there's nothing else I can do at the moment. I'll have to have a think about what I'm going to do because I want this unit working. So, what else have we got to do here? How about we put his name badge on? Rolls. There we go. A nice little brass sign there. And the clip for our tone arm goes on here. Once again, it's been polished up. There we go. Do we have audio? Hey, we've got audio. Okay, you know what that means. Put it on 45. Just to start with, I don't want to ruin one of my LPs. Put him on 45 and I'll go and find a record. Let's put him on 45 and see if he's going to play. Let's see here. We've got to check his speed, of course, too. And yeah, well, we don't want to play too much until we get into there a bit, so we don't need any copyright problems. Oh, yeah. And that sounds fantastic. Well, it doesn't really. It's a little teeny record player, but yeah. Well, at least it plays nicely, and yeah, it doesn't. It's not a hi-fi unit, but it works. The only thing we got left is that little clip that stops this coming off. I don't quite know what we're going to do there because I've just noticed if this comes up, when we set it up, it'll probably fall off. And when it falls off, it goes down, hits the arm, and probably breaks it off. And that's what broke the arm in the first place, I would say. So I'm going to have to find a clip for that works. All I've got to do now is put the screws in, and I'll spend a little bit of time this afternoon looking for something that will work, that will stop that happening. Otherwise, we're going to end up with a broken arm again. Right. Well, she works, guys. Going nicely. I hope you wouldn't learn anything from this, but I hope you enjoyed a little bit of down memory lane of what it was like in the very early 60s, probably late 50s, this one actually. And it's an Australian made turnout. It's Rolls. I have no idea who was behind this. It looks like it could have been a cheapie at the time. Don't know. But, well, he works. He's fully restored. Looks pretty good. It's come up pretty good. Yeah, for a portable record player. Well, guys, I've put an E-clip back the front, pushed it in that way, and the centre of it has gone into the spindle, and that's locked it pretty good. It's not the nicest looking thing. It's tight, and it'll do the job anyway. So, and really, like, who's going to take any notice of it? It looks pretty well like it's part of it. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that there. As long as it's locked in like that, it's not going anywhere, and it's not going to slip out and fall on that arm. Okay, I've got old school. I've got a strobe disc on here. And, well, if you haven't seen these before, back in the early days, this is all we had. Okay, so, yeah, it just strobes with the light. Unfortunately, we've got 50 cycles here, but LED lighting, so I don't know how this is going to work. Excuse me, we're looking at the outside ring, okay, and we'll go to 16 RPM, and those little fellas there, I don't know how this will show on the camera. We might have to get you a little bit closer, actually. The outside ring is supposed to more or less stay still. Okay, so there you go. That's a little bit better for you. Let's put it on 16, see what happens. Now, I can see, yeah, it's not picking up on the camera real well. I can see here, right now, that it's slightly fast. Okay, so that's what it's telling me here. You probably can't see the strobe effect, so I don't think we'll use this. It's not showing up on the camera. Let's go high tech. Okay, let's put something on here to rest this thing on, my phone. Okay, what have we got? Audio, and we'll go RPM. Okay, so we're on 16. Let's see how we go. Start. And as I said, slightly, ever so slightly fast. 17. Yeah, 17.2, 17.13, in around that anyway. And it'll grab it there in a minute. There you go, 17.21. And if you want to see the wow and flutter, saves me reading it out. I'll just try and get, yeah, there you go. So that's the 17. Okay. Let's try for 33. And we're on 34.4. So as you can see, slightly fast again. Okay. We'll go back on this, and there's the results of the 33 RPM. She's a little bit fast. Probably still within limits. I mean, it sounded okay. Okay. Let's reset that. Let's go to 45. And yeah, she's a little bit over there. 46. Oh, 47. We'll get some stats here and have a look at the wow and flutter. Probably won't be real good, but she's a cheapie. Okay. 47.18 average, and yeah, 0.5%, 0.5% on the wow. Yeah, not too bad. It's just a little bit fast. Okay, the big one. Let's try 78. 79.4. It's 1 RPM over on all of them, just that little bit fast. And we'll get some stats off this one. Okay, slowing down before my phone goes flying. 79.29. And yeah, our wow there is 0.18%. Yeah, not a hell of a lot. 79 RPM, I suppose you're not going to notice that. But anyway, that's it. That's our speed check done. Not too bad, just a little bit fast. But I'm sure I'm happy with this. We're not going to worry about that too much. Righto, guys. That's a wrap for this one. If you've liked this little record player and the restoration of it, which, well, it'll go again. That's the main thing. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribing, because my next one, well, back to valves again, and a little bit bigger unit, this one, because I want it out of my workshop. Righto, there we go. A Rolls little record player. And as you can see, just bring yours back there. A little bit of indentation there and that still touches the chassis of the electronics, but that's all right. Original feet underneath, in pretty good order. Yeah, there's a little mark there. That's character. Rest of him looks pretty damn nice. These polished up, not too bad. This one's probably worse than this one. And if we look here, there now, you don't see that very often, do you? Made in Australia. There you go. So obviously everything about this was made in Australia. Okay, as I said, subscribe, follow me on the next one. It might be a bit more interesting than this thing, although I've enjoyed doing this little player. I hope you all enjoyed the video on this one, and it was a bit of a walk down memory lane of what it used to be like. And yeah, be good if it was still like that. Okay, until next time, bye for now.